Autoloading. It's like plumbing. You forget it's there, but when it's gone, well, let's just say you have to go outside a bit more often. Autoloading is the magic that lets us use classes without needing to require or include the file that holds them first. We used to have include statements everywhere, and well, it was terrible. But an autoloader has a tricky job. Given any class name, it needs to know the exact location of the file that holds that class. In many modern projects, including ours, Composer handles this. And there are two pieces to understanding how it figures out what file a class lives in. When we create an event object, Composer's autoloader knows that this class lives inside src yoda event bundle entity event.php. How? It just takes the full class name, flips the slashes, and adds .php to the end of it. As long as the namespace matches the directory and the class name matches the file name, plus .php, autoloading just works. Let's mess this up. Let's rename the entity directory to entity2. If we run play.php now, it fails big. The autoloader is looking for an entity directory. Rename the directory back to entity to fix things. Right now, it almost looks like the autoloader assumes that everything must live in the src directory. So how are vendor classes like Symfony loaded? That's the second part. When we fetch a library with Composer, it configures its autoloader to look for the new classes in the directory it just downloaded. Open up the vendor composer autoload_namespaces.php file. This is generated by Composer, and it has a map of namespaces to the directories where those classes can be found. So when we reference a Symfony class, it does the slash flipping trick, and then looks for the file starting in vendor Symfony src. Now you know all the secrets about the autoloader. And when you see a class not found error, it's your fault. Sorry. The most common mistake is easily a missing use statement. If it's not that, check for a typo in your class and file name.